Hey, I'm Rue. I'm an elopement filmmaker and photographer based here in Colorado. I'm driving up to go do a sunset hike, and I figured I would just take you along for the ride so you can see something pretty while I talk about things to look out for in the elopement videographer or photographer booking process. I've been thinking a lot about just like the booking process recently, and just I think there's a lot of things you should look out for and things you should maybe ask and just be aware of. Really, it all comes down to just connecting with the person. So this whole video is about connecting with your videographer or photographer for your big elopement day. And yeah, let's go on a hike and have some fun, talk some more about it.
Hold this house up with my own two hands, so you can make it out. So you can make it out.
So I was a little behind. Thought sunset was later than it was. So I'm kind of just hustling up this mountain. So I'm maybe gonna stop in a sec once the view's a little prettier and we're outside of these aspen trees a little bit and give you some actual advice, because this is a tough hike as of right now. All right, so sun's kind of going down. Can't really see, maybe a little bit, but we'll just stop here for a second. First piece of information I would say is put as much information about yourself in that initial inquiry, right? Like you're shopping around for tons and tons of videographers and photographers. You're looking at everybody. And so the photographer or videographer that you reach out to, odds are you're like pretty excited about their work. From there, really it just goes into like building a relationship with that person. So if you want your photographer or videographer to be a part of your elopement day as like a friend, then putting as much information about yourself in there as possible to help us get to know you and get to know your love story and things you like to do together and things you're excited about for the elopement experience. All of that like really helps guide us going forward and how we can help best serve you. If you're unsure about your location or unsure about activities you want to do on your elopement day, the more you put in that initial inquiry, the more we can be able to help you on that initial phone call. So next tip will be on the hike. All right, point number 2 in booking an elopement videographer, get them on a phone call. Really get them on a video call or a phone call and seeing if you can get to know them as people, right? Like you connected with them through their website, often through Instagram or something. You saw their work. You saw what they're capable of on the video and photo space. So if you connect with them on the phone, you'll really get to go beyond what their work looks like, what films they like to make, and really get to connect with them as people. And that's huge, right? Like you're gonna be doing stuff like this, hiking out in beautiful locations with them, or going paddleboarding, or hanging out at a beach or at an overlook. You're gonna spend a lot of time with this person on your wedding day. So make sure it's somebody you like feel like you can connect with and that you like get along with, because even if their work is great, but you don't really vibe, like it'll be hard to really like have a great experience with that person. So getting on a phone call with them is really, really huge. Reach out with them about as much information about yourself, get on a phone call. Tip number 3 coming in a second. So this is great, right? Like you got them on the phone call, you're vibing, you're like, this is good. I'm asking about you, you're asking about me, we're getting to know each other, things are going great. There are a few questions that I think you should ask your videographer if you can't just naturally glean that information from the conversation. So here are some questions that I think you should ask. What is your favorite part of filming people eloping? Really basic question. All of us have some answer on like why we're drawn to this type of work. For some of us, it's like, oh, we love the adventure and getting out with couples. For others, it's like, oh, I just love love, or right, like I'm so in love with just capturing couples in their most meaningful, intentional day of their lives, right? Everyone has their own answer. If their answer is something that you resonate with, that's a good sign. Other questions to ask. How many hours do we get you for? Pretty basic question. Are you looking to have them for 4 hours, for 8 hours, for an hour? I've made a whole video. See, I always point to the wrong side. I made a whole video about it. It's linked up here somewhere, about having a full day package and all the adventure and fun that can give you. So check that video out. Next question that I think you should ask, how can you help with planning? Planning an elopement, there's a lot of things that go into it. For us videographers and photographers, especially locally based, right? Like in Colorado, we're here. If you want to elope in Colorado, we have some awesome locations, such as this one, that you may not find online, you may not know about, but having a local expert to kind of guide you through the planning process is great. So asking them, if you don't glean that information naturally, what can we expect for planning? Are you just gonna show up on the day and film, which is also fine if you're excited about planning the whole process, or are you gonna help out with some of the planning as well? All right, the final question I would ask is just like, how long have you been doing this? Some people say it's not important, right? Like, oh, their work is great, doesn't matter. I think it's important to tell couples how long I've been doing this, because really it's like a level of expertise that I have. You know, I'm proud to have been doing this for multiple years and showing the different locations I've seen over those years and the couple workflow, right? Making these videos for you all, like getting information out there and showing like, hey, this is more than just taking a video of your day, right? It's crafting an experience and making something memorable for you that you can look back on like, hey, that's me, that's what I love. This is what I love to do with somebody I love to do it with. And we're out in Colorado and it's beautiful. More so than just like, I take pictures of people in love until I find my next gig. It's like, this is my gig. I love doing this. And finding an elopement videographer or photographer that also feels the same way is really important as well. So asking them that question or trying to gauge like how long they've been doing this is a good rule of thumb. So final tip coming up top, but let's keep on chugging. Made it. Yeah, so final piece of advice I would just say is like, really just get to know them, right? Like I've said it a bazillion times in this video, really, like if you don't feel like you know your videographer or photographer, like don't book with them. You know, like their work may be great, but if you don't really connect as people, this is a really important day of your life. Some of your family may not even make the cut on your elopement day, but having a videographer or a photographer that does, like, we take that super seriously. It's a super big honor for us to go photograph or film somebody's elopement day. Like I said, every single time we get an inquiry, we get so excited. We're like, oh my gosh, like we get to potentially make a new friend and potentially like make a really special experience for somebody. And we don't take that lightly at all. Through the planning process and through the phone calls and through the, should we bring this? What should we wear? Where should we get our marriage license? All the questions that I try to answer in these videos, but all the questions that people ask, like, we're happy to be there for it. And we really want to work with couples that connect with us. So to review the whole process, you reach out through their website, give as much information about you as possible, what you love to do together, how you met, just everything that you can possibly imagine that you would want somebody new to know about you, like throw that in the inquiry, right? Like we're so excited. Get on a phone call or a video call with them, really vibe, see if you connect, ask those questions I told you about, and after that, making sure they have a really clear way to pay and give a deposit and sign a contract. Like I use HoneyBook. A lot of photographers and videographers use the same sort of like client relationship management portal kind of thing to really just like make it all easy and simple for you. But after that, being clear about next steps, like, are you helping me with planning my elopement, or what can we do in terms of locations or Airbnbs or things to do? Yeah, just being clear about next steps. And then finally, just enjoy, you know, like once you put the deposit down, I know it's a big investment, right? Like if you're paying $5,000, $7,000 for video and photo, like that can be a lot of money for sure. And so really, like once you put that deposit down, although it's like scary to put that money there, like just get excited, you know, like you've done it. You bought the car, you bought the service. Now just go full out into like, how can this person help me in the best way? And we're here to help, right? Like we're here to make this a wonderful experience for you. So we want you to walk away at the end of the night being like, wow, I'm so in love with this person and so in love with the earth and life and things that we love to do together, you know, like really celebrating that. And that's our job. Our job is to bring that out in you. And so the more you can help us get to know you and the more you can get to know us in the process, the better we can do at our job of helping you have a great experience. If you're unsure about locations or places to eat or Airbnbs to stay at, the better we know you, the better we can tailor your experience to you. And so, yeah, this is a pretty special experience, you know, like being out here in places like this, like really like warms my heart, you know, in a cheesy way of saying that. But yeah, this is just like really special, and being out here with somebody you love is like equally special. And for me, being able to document that, just super, super amazing. And so, yeah, I would say like, this all just goes down to like getting to know the person you're booking, beyond just their work, beyond just their films and their photos, and really like get to know them, you know, like we're out here, we're looking for you too. We're excited about helping people elope and capturing the whole special day. So with that, I'll just say, I love you, I'm proud of you, have the best day ever.